All right, let me see stream. I will throw that up. We'll probably watch along, and then whenever we're able to hop in game, we'll do that. We're checking out. Hold on, I got a sheet I can read, guys. Man, we got MP. We got a bunch of maps on launch. I played some of the MP yesterday for a little bit. It's kind of fun. You guys know my takes on Call of Duty lately. I went into this like kind of whatever. I was having fun with the MP yesterday. I was pleasantly surprised. So like I going in today, I'm way more excited with a little bit of gameplay under my belt. So that's good. That's a good feeling to have finally. The zombie stuff looks really cool. The Warzone stuff, I don't know yet, if I'm being completely honest. They need to sell me something about Warzone that makes me excited again. They need to sell me something. You know what I'm saying? But from the little bit of MP we played yesterday, I was kind of in. So take that for what it is. I need to get way more time with it. Warzone needs to have something in the back pocket, or I am like legitimately. That's my personal take on the matter. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. From the only stuff that we've heard so far, I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna do it. And then it always comes back to like the content can be as good as ever. If this new anti-cheat stuff doesn't anything, that's literally what I've told people. Yes, I'm talking to devs. I talked to like the head of Warzone, and I'm like, bro, if this stuff doesn't get dialed in, you're gonna lose everybody even more. Like we've never bounced back from Warzone 2. The content plan has been non-existent. Our map integrations have brought us backwards more than forwards, and cheating's worse than it ever has before. And I was just spitting. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to these guys. I'm like, dude, you can make the best stuff ever, but like the community is like super fed up right now. So they said they watch the streams all the time. So I'm like, I apologize. I've been a giant bitch lately. They're like, no, it's for the most part warranted. I'm like, well, good. I'm glad you share the sentiment because it's insane. I don't know. Bro, I'm not kidding. I did an interview yesterday. I don't want people to hear this besides you guys. I did an interview yesterday, and the last line they wanted me to say was, "I'm super excited for Call of Duty Warzone." And I handed the microphone back. I said, "I'm not saying that right now." Yo, I've never got a funnier stare in my life. They're like, "Wait, really?" Dude, I couldn't do it, bro. I couldn't do it with a straight face. I like it. I can't do it. Oh man, that was a funny look I got. They were like, "Are you dead ass right now?" Wait, good. I'm excited though, man. I'm excited. I need something. I need to feel something. I feel like we've gone through several of these next events, and I don't get that feeling enough. And I'm really hoping we need it. Need it, bro. Guys, thanks for all the subs. I think it's the final day of the bonus subs on, by the way. I don't know. I got to stand on business somewhere. I'm surprised I'm like low key nervous about getting invited back sometimes. I've been kind of mean lately, but I got to be mean. This is my career too. We all need better. We all need to have some passion back, bro. I think this countdown stream went live. Let me see. You guys hear this? Yes.
The truth about COD next events is they should be authentic as possible. They shouldn't have any subjectivity to it and people watching you over and telling you what to say. This is why streamers are flying across the world, to actually get invited and tell their first thoughts. And the issue is, if you tell your first thoughts are bad, you might fear that you will never get invited again to COD Next event, which is watched by millions of people, and it will affect your revenue as a streamer as well. So a lot of the streamers were actually forced to say things that they didn't want to say, how good it is. They don't want to talk about the problems, and they were invited across the world to actually play Warzone. Now, when Battlefield has this. I really like it's more closed off, but they can actually talk to the developers directly on their events. But again, the issue here is the lots of the streamers that we have over there or here is if you speak against Call of Duty, you might risk not getting invited. And I feel like criticism is really important to the point where it isn't pure hate, but where it's valid points that people are making. And he made a very valid point here that Call of Duty needs a content plan. It needs a path and goal to do, because since Warzone 2, Call of Duty has been, in my opinion, the revenue has been going down for Treyarch and Activision, and in general, their whole player base is turning against them. While for Battlefield 6, it has actually been going up since Battlefield 2042, as this is their last chance to actually make it back fully. The issue with events like this is the core of the game is already out there. All you have to do is change a few key aspects, and what you can change is the content plan and what you choose to release after the game launches. I know a lot of players would be frustrated with the game, but telling people what to do, in my opinion, is not a good marketing perspective anyway, because the people will probably make a video after they get from COD next event and say, you know, I was kind of forced to do that. I don't really like the game. And this is where authenticity really matters and what you feel about the game, because people will find out if it's bad. And we kind of saw this with Battlefield. They didn't force anyone to say anything. They just gave a bunch of codes to people in early access, a lot of streamers, and they said, hey, share your thoughts. What could we improve? What bugs do we need to fix? And this was the simplest solution for all of them. I feel like there's a big rage coming up for people regarding Call of Duty, because some streamers have been talking about this problem like SBMM for 5 years, and nothing has changed at that matter. So this was the big problem here, and after 5 years, you know, Treyarch and Activision finally changed, or at least added a feature for SBMM, which doesn't have that much of an issue. It's like adding a new game mode. I do expect to see a lot more streamers being vocal about Black Ops 7 and Battlefield 6 releases. I really love that people are transparent with what they...
I really didn't like the way that they kicked Dalek off. Yeah.
Still got some fight.
Die. Okay. Now. Okay.
Thank you.
I wish I exfilled on 41, but I'll take it.
Oh my god, I thought
Duke
that was
Dennis
so
was still
unprofessional.
playing, and then Duke Dennis just still playing and still and it being fine. Oh, because you're the zombies guy, you don't have any agency here whatsoever. This other dude who like is a little bit less close to Call of Duty, we'll just give him whatever he wants, kind of thing. It's like Dalek's been here so long. That moment where he was kicked, I'm just like, why?
So yeah, you can see a lot of streamers are actually very frustrated with the event, because also for the streamers that it's their full-time income, full-time job to actually talk about zombies, well, they're not actually allowed to play zombies. And this was actually the part where they could explore the map and what they were given, which we didn't get in beta. We only got the farm, if you guys remember correctly. So this is another big hit, because if they are playing the COD Next event, they're literally getting some extra content that you couldn't get in the beta. And, you know, searching for Easter eggs in the COD Next event, wouldn't that be the most awesome thing? And again, this has been going on for 11 years. This hasn't been first year of Call of Duty actually working with content creators. So this is where I find this a very big issue, because literally there would be so much content at the COD Next event. Instead, what we got is a new map, and we got some gameplay that we probably would see at beta anyway. And this is where I feel this was like a very vocal disaster. And again, imagine just out of COD Next decision to put them into a Warzone, a game they don't even make content about. You know, zombie streamers, how much this has actually cost Call of Duty in terms of player base and losing the trust, because they're basically forcing people to play a game that most people don't want to play because there's no new content. There is new content, but it's just the same as before. Again, the new stuff we got at COD Next for Warzone wasn't that spectacular. And if Warzone wants to get like to a 3.0 style, it really needs to do something better. Games are getting more competitive, and here's where Warzone might just happen like PUBG. You know, PUBG was super fun at the start, but as more and more games started coming out, everyone just simply moved on. And here's where Zombies has a ton of content, ton of, you know, basically Easter eggs, whatever you want to call it, but they couldn't even explore that. in literally the COD event, which
Blackout's coming. He's like, they're trolling you. And then more people in my chat were like, no, it's coming. Pull up Twitter.
There is a small secret you want to share with the community.
The rumors are true, Miles, because I do have a secret that I would like to share with the community, because remember back in June, after the Black Ops 7 confirmation, you and we did an episode of the COD Pod.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, where we go.
Shout out to the COD Pod.
Shout out to the COD Pod. Straight, first up, like, comment, and subscribe. Like, for real, check that out.
But there was a shot from the teaser that got the community, let's say, pretty excited.
Yeah, okay. Where are you going with this?
And I said, hey, this is indeed a shot from the upcoming Black Ops 7 co-op campaign, right?
Yeah.
So that's the truth. This is campaign gameplay.
Yeah.
This is Avalon.
Yeah.
But what if I told you that two things can be true at once? So I am happy to officially confirm that we are bringing a bold new experience to Warzone in the spring, inspired by the original Blackout and set on Avalon.
Shut the front door, Blackout, baby! We're back! I've got some incredible memories of Blackout with my friends. I do know where you were going with that one.
I punked you. I'm so sorry, but I am so excited to talk about this. And I'm not even done with announcements, because the Warzone team is bringing the heat. We have a refreshed take on Rebirth Island coming to Resurgence in early 2026, and we're keeping the home of Battle Royale fresh with more updates coming to Verdansk in the spring. And with the arrival of our new experience on Avalon, we'll be running both the classic Battle Royale experience on Verdansk and this new mode on Avalon simultaneously. So we're giving Warzone players more options on how they want to play.
Okay.
Lo and behold, they announced Blackout is making a return in spring of 2026, along with a new version of Rebirth Island, which that I don't care about. The gameplay is what I care about. So in spring of 2026, we're going to have Warzone on Verdansk, that's staying, with an updated version of Verdansk. Okay, we're having Rebirth Island. By the way, the weird thing is they announced this new map, and they said that it's staying when this new thing comes out. But they're like, it's not a big thing. By the time spring comes, they're like, oh, you're going to want Rebirth Island again. It's weird. But anyway, Verdansk, this new map, Rebirth Island redone again, and Blackout on Avalon. So that whole rumor that Avalon was coming as a big map was true, but it's not coming as a big map to Warzone. Well, it is. It's in Warzone, but it's not going to be played the same way. It's inspired by Blackout. So the things that you can expect are like wingsuiting, probably picking up attachments, like for weapons, probably no loadouts, which is essentially what people have been asking for. So they had the but wait, there's more moment. But at launch, Warzone's chalked. Like there's nothing new in Warzone in like the first week or two or month or 2 months. Like we're probably, I'm assuming they want to get it out before GTA, so before May. So we're talking March-ish. And here's what's killing me. So like the package, like it's less than a 5. It's like a 4.
The issue is the video game industry is much more competitive. There's many more free games for people out there. And if you want to sell skins and if you want to make money, yeah, you need a lot of attention, you know, from other players. And by 2026, which is probably like 6 months away or 4 months away or 7 months away, nobody knows for sure, this is where the big problem comes in. A lot of these content creators were really hopeful for Warzone to have a changing grace because Warzone is basically losing a lot of those player counts right now and player base. And I really feel like they could have done better in that sense. All we are getting is new content when people have been asking a total change of direction. The reason why Warzone succeeded in the first place is because it got more and more risky. You know, games like PUBG, Fortnite, Warzone, they're the type of games which followed Minecraft's Hunger Games, which basically means that, you know, it's a new type of content. This is why they made billions and billions of dollars, is for this simple reason, by listening to the community and making this entitlement feel that you're the first one in the game. But this has been repeated for the last 6-7 years, and people are starting to get bored of Battle Royale games. And this is why Fortnite has expanded into a creative type of game where you can actually build stuff, where you can make content. And I really, like the Fortnite's idea of turning, content like Battle Royale into movies, into Roblox style. This is why Roblox is a multi-billion-dollar company, one of the most played games, right? But Warzone doesn't really want to follow that path for some reason, but giving those skins, it makes a huge issue in terms of player base. A lot of players will end up leaving Call of Duty Warzone for games like Battlefield when they are more risk takers, are gonna improve their engines as people expected or asked for the last 3 years, and actually improve from Battlefield 2042. Now that's what I like to see. Warzone, on the other hand, takes its player base for granted, even though a lot of content creators are in fact leaving. And I'm saying that because I really feel like Warzone does have a lot of potential in that regards. It does have a lot more to offer, but it just doesn't need to. Look, they already have the employees, they already have the developers, they have everything set up. The issue here is it's not doing enough. It's not doing enough at all. And again, the small changes like that really do add up to the game. A lot of people are saying, well, Warzone won't really change if they just add and listen to the community. Why do you think they became a billion-dollar industry in the first place? Is because adding the features that people want. And I'm guessing nobody wants a new Warzone map if they don't find Warzone enjoyable. A lot of content creators want to turn Call of Duty into basically another Fortnite, and that's fine with me. Maybe have a way to turn skins off, but of course that is going to affect revenue at such a big point. And I really do think that these changes could change Call of Duty forever. It has been going downhill in terms of viewership and player base in the last few years, and at least for Warzone. Depends on the game. I'm not expecting too much for Call of Duty Black Ops 7, but what do you guys personally think? I'll keep you guys updated.